If you run multiple e-commerce stores or manage dozens of social media campaigns, you know the constant anxiety of a platform audit. Make a single mistake, and your entire digital network gets completely locked down in an instant, bringing your operations to a dead halt. Platforms map out your linked footprint by aggregating your IP address, cookies, and hardware identifiers to identify a single user running multiple accounts. To bypass this, the industry relies on Antidetect browsers. These are specialized tools that mathematically isolate your digital identities from one another so they appear as completely unrelated devices to the platforms. This process, called browser isolation, is the necessary baseline in 2026 for any serious e-commerce or affiliate operation. You simply cannot scale without it. But here is the primary dilemma for most operators. The premium anti-detect tools that provide this isolation are expensive, especially when paying monthly subscriptions to maintain hundreds of profiles. Securing your digital revenue requires significant upfront capital. That financial barrier often forces solo operators and budget-conscious startups out of the competitive landscape. That financial pressure explains the sudden dominance of BitBrowser, particularly across Asian markets. It's a high-power alternative that directly undercuts the premium tools on price. Competitors give you 2 free profiles. Multi-login offers absolutely 0. BitBrowser provides 10 entirely for free. Their paid tiers are the cheapest. This chart maps the trade-off between cost and hardware demand. Cloud tools sit top left, moderate fees, low hardware. Premium alternatives like multi-login demand high fees and strong machines, sitting top right. BitBrowser occupies the bottom right, the lowest price requiring the highest processing power. Moving into that bottom right corner requires a major operational shift in how you work. BitBrowser's low price point isn't magic. The financial discount is explicitly subsidized by your computer's processing power and operating system limits. Let's look at what you actually get for that trade-off. BitBrowser runs on a Chromium base, meaning it regularly updates to match the latest Chrome versions to create independent browser environments. It masks hardware parameters like your canvas hash, WebGL renderer, and audio context. This spoofing prevents detection algorithms from spotting inconsistencies between your accounts. For high-volume users, the workflow is optimized for scale. You can use CSV file imports and templates to generate hundreds of isolated profiles simultaneously. To complete the illusion of separate users, each of those generated profiles must be assigned its own individual proxy IP. You still have to purchase those proxies externally, but BitBrowser includes built-in bulk management tools and a proxy checker that tests speed and location before assignment, which saves days of manual setup time. When configured correctly with these tools, BitBrowser profiles consistently pass strict third-party detection platforms like PixelScan and BrowserLeaks. Because of the template system, a single operator can deploy hundreds of isolated profiles in a matter of minutes. If your goal is solitary scaling, you're getting enterprise-grade creation tools at a fraction of the typical market cost. But running local, sandboxed Chromium profiles comes with a hidden architectural cost. Keeping isolated tabs open requires heavy memory. A single BitBrowser profile consumes up to 1 GB of RAM. Launching 20 profiles rapidly redlines a standard 16 GB machine, leading to system instability. To stay in the safe zone, you need at least 32 GB of RAM. Running 20 or more simultaneous accounts smoothly requires a powerful, specialized desktop machine. And that brings us to a major operational limitation for a massive portion of the market. BitBrowser is strictly a Windows desktop application. There is no macOS version, there is no Linux version, there is no lightweight cloud support. If your hardware doesn't match those precise specifications, you are locked out of the platform entirely. BitBrowser functions more like industrial machinery than a standard web app. It needs a dedicated Windows rig to operate safely. That heavy local requirement also creates friction for teams. The collaboration tier offers 50 profiles for around $10 a month, which looks cost-efficient on paper. However, unlike modern cloud tools, there is no simple link sharing for these browser sessions. Every remote contractor or agency partner you work with must download and install the Windows software on their own machines just to access your shared accounts. When setup issues occur, troubleshooting is difficult because the official documentation and community forums are primarily in Chinese, leaving English-speaking teams with limited support. BitBrowser scales efficiently for a solo operator on a single machine. but deploying it across a remote, multi-device team creates a significant logistical challenge. Ultimately, the decision comes down to a central trade-off. You get premium bulk management features for a minimal monthly fee in exchange for total reliance on your own Windows hardware. This decision tree shows you exactly what software architecture fits your situation. We start with a simple operating system check. If you are on Mac or Linux, the BitBrowser path ends immediately. You should use cloud-isolated alternatives like Send.Win or cross-platform options like AdsPower. If you are on Windows, you hit the hardware checkpoint. If you have less than 16 gigabytes of RAM, you should still default to cloud alternatives. But if you have 32 gigabytes or more, BitBrowser is highly recommended. Distributed marketing agencies, Mac users, and people working off light laptops should avoid this software. But if you are a solo affiliate marketer or an e-commerce scaler already operating a high-end Windows rig, the value is clear. For that specific power user, BitBrowser provides the same level of profile isolation and bulk automation as premium tools at a much lower monthly overhead.